Hello and welcome to the very last episode of 2021. This is Aaron, and it's Forgotten Cello Music. Episode 36. I'll be doing an overview of the year in music in my channel. First of all, I'd like to say a big thank you for the listeners out there and people commenting on my videos and even those that have been making contributions. I have gotten some of my first contributions in just the last month. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. And if anybody else wants to make a contribution, please don't hesitate to use the paypal.me/travelingcello. This is the link. This is the most surefire way that I can receive a donation. Unfortunately, I have run into some trouble with Anchor, and it's the trouble that I cannot access any of the accrued advertising revenue or of the very first supporters' donations. And I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I'm trying to resolve that. I'm going to try to turn off the listener support for that for the time being. Please don't use that as a supporting method. You can also go to my Patreon. There I have a way to support my work as well, and I'm working on some merchandise. Hopefully that will come through in the first weeks of 2022. First off, Georg Goltermann, the cellist composer that kicked this whole project off well before I actually started recording videos for this project. Anyway, I could name a bunch of pieces, but one that stuck out in particular are the 7 German dances. They are really interesting. There is next August Nolk from his 4 short pieces, number 4, Gnomes and Elves. But not only that, I also like that Nocturne, Opus 19, very much. I mean, they just really stuck out to me for excitement, for ease. Not particularly the Nocturne, that was not particularly easy, but it was very flowing and quite beautiful. Julius Klengel, a very underrated cellist composer. Yes, he was a famous pedagogue who wrote a lot of technical works that we still use to this day, but his sonatinas, Opus 47, 3 of them, they are progressively more difficult. Number 1 is in C major, number 2 is in A minor, number 3 is in G major. The one I'm talking about is number 2 in A minor. This is absolutely perfect. It's well composed and would frankly be a good piece for an intermediate cellist that is looking to get on to the big romantic standard cello works that we think of as the greats, like Mendelssohn and Brahms and such. Next is Sebastian Lee, the cellist that wrote thousands, maybe? Well, I don't know for sure. He wrote a lot of etudes. And his 12 Etudes Caprices Caractéristiques. They are no exception. I think they well deserve a place in the studio. And if you don't study all of them, that's understandable. We often don't study everything from the opus. But at least a couple, like number 1, for example, very appropriate for a cellist that needs something of a sweeping manner, learning how to cross strings and utilize long slurs, both down and up bows. Next is the cellist Joseph Hollman. This is from 4 Easy Pieces. It's number 4, Pourquoi? Why? I think it really does sum up the question why. Go listen to it and tell me in the comments if you agree or not. I really do think it's a great way of expressing the question musically. Now, bringing us to the end of the year, I could go, back and mention Romberg, and I could mention Cervetto, and this would be based on the Violoncello's History, written by Joseph Vasilevsky. And this is no other exception. I found this because of the Violoncello and its History, Broderup and Wilkinson's cello treatise of circa 1783. The musical selections are, as you would expect, not really originally written for cello, and that's still true today in the method books. They are traditional tunes. Many of them, they start that way. Folk tunes, nursery rhyme tunes. It's stuff that we're familiar with, and it's simple. Much easier to get started with. So these traditional tunes that really caught my eye are the likes of the Theodore, the Haydn, Peggy Perkins, and of course there are some marches and some other things that come from mainstream classical, maybe an opera or two. But over half of them are traditional tunes. Yeah, so it's the end of 2021, Christmas is gone, and 2022 is right around the corner. I recorded for Christmas a number of my favorite Christmas carols. Christmas music always brings a warm, fuzzy feeling when I hear a good Christmas carol. Some of the selections: Carol of the Bells, O Holy Night, Away in a Manger, Good King Wenceslas, We Wish You a Merry Christmas. And I even had some collaborations, one in Away in a Manger and 2 in We Wish You a Merry Christmas. So thank you very much for that collaboration. You know who you are. I am thankful. This is how my year ended in social media presence. And the very last thing that I will say in this short episode is I wish everyone a very happy new year and all the best. Be hopeful, work hard, and remember, play more forgotten cello music.
you.